I don't know what's worse, this or losing my 50-50 4 times in a row. So on August 19th, Atwo posted this announcement that he would be leaving the Zenless team to focus on his own passion project. Atwo has been part of the Zenless team the entire time. He's been here since the very beginning 6 years ago when it was just a small team of 20 devs. He's been A1 since day one. He's seen the prototype stage, the launch, and now the second anniversary. A big part of Zenless' identity is because of Atwo. But like I said, he's leaving so he can pursue his own project, which is a farming sim game.
But farming? Really? Man of your talents?
It looks like he left on good terms because he talked to Zenhu about it 2 years ago, and Zenhu even gave him advice and encouragement. I'm happy for him, and I just want to wish him the best. But I wouldn't be lying if I said that I wasn't disappointed that he was leaving. Atwo was behind some of my favorite designs in the game: Miyabi, goated, Billy, legendary, Anton.
It's our turn, bro!
Even in Season 2, he still designed some bangers. Izuha, Minato, Banwei, all really strong designs. He created so many characters that are iconic to Zenless. You can see how many of his characters are used for promotional collabs. The newest ramen collab going on right now features both Ellen and Minato. This man could not miss with his designs. Now, obviously, this news has created a lot of discussion online. It's honestly surprising how tame it is. Yeah, no. There are so many big emotions online right now. Some people are saying that Zenless is cooked, or that Zenless is going to fail from now on. It's a lot. Especially if you go on TikTok or Twitter, which, to be fair, if you're going on those platforms, what did you expect? Rage bait is on the internet like Oreos in a cookie aisle. You don't need to look for it, it's just everywhere. Obviously, the most negative reactions are comments like this: leaving character design to Waterkuma, we're so done for, game is officially over, rip any possible good designed male characters. Again, I don't know, man. I just think that this is an overreaction. I mean, it's totally valid to be concerned about Zenless' character designs in the future because he did give us some truly amazing designs. To be fair, there are more positive or supportive comments that I found, like these ones. The biggest problem that I have with this discussion is this picture. This tier list has gone viral and has been shared countless times. Just on Twitter, it has 2 million views and 15k likes. I've seen this shared on TikTok, on multiple subreddits, and now it's seen as a legitimate source for trying to know who designed which character. All of this has led to agenda pushing and doom posting. I have seen comments and posts from people implying that Atwo left because he was forced out for characters that didn't sell well, or he didn't like the direction of Zenless. I don't think I need to explain to you how ridiculous this is because it just sounds dumb. You see, the thing is, if you try to do some research and find out how valid this list is, you'll find that it's almost impossible. There are very few times where you can see which designer made which character. The best source that I could find was from this post from Atwo when he posted his characters for the first anniversary. These are the season 1 characters that he designed, so the other characters are probably from the other 2 designers. There's also some concept art that was shared on the Famitsu magazine. Now, a lot of this list is purely speculation based on certain design details that people have noticed. So it's not impossible, but it's also not perfect. One example is Jane Doe. A lot of people seem to attribute Jane Doe to Atwo, but from what I found, it's more likely that she was designed by TZBard. This is purely based on the fact that if you look at his Twitter, he posts a lot of Jane Doe art, and I mean a lot of Jane Doe. I mean, would you really be that surprised that the man who likes to design tall women with good genetics made Jane? Also, look at her swimsuit. Let's be real, TZBard made this. It's also possible that he had a hand in creating Zhu Yuan. The other issue that I have is that it seems a lot of characters are designed as a team. Some characters might have been more heavily influenced by one designer, but it's not crazy that characters are worked on by multiple artists. For example, and again, just speculation, but supposedly Shengwang started as an Atwo agent, but then TZBard finished her design. Which is the problem with this list because it suggests that characters were solely created by that designer and ignore the team aspect of character design. It's not uncommon for characters to be designed by collaboration. This is also why I'm not panicking about Zenless now that Atwo is gone. While he is my favorite designer, it's not like the other 2, Waterkuma or TZBard, haven't made really good characters either. Again, all speculation. But Waterkuma has a lot of posts with motorcycles or cars, so a lot of people believe that he led the designs for the Sons of Caledon, and they're some of the best designs in the game. You cannot tell me with a straight face that Bernice or Lighter are not good designs. He also supposedly made Haramasa. He also seems to have made a Beast Siren like Pulchra. Even in Season 2, Dialyn and Alice are 2 of my favorite designs from that season. The way that Dialyn incorporates phone motifs with her black and white color palette is well done in my opinion. There's also some really clever details like with her panda phone. I'm saying this as somebody who doesn't particularly like the types of characters that Waterkuma tends to like to design, but he does know how to do a good job at designing characters. A lot of his designs have a streetwear aesthetic that makes Zenless Zenless. Hell, he even made the women in the cutting hairs. Nicole is a top 3 design in my opinion. I can look at Nicole and know what her deal is. Her design does a good job at communicating her character. I also like the details with her bow and her belt. The way her belt strap thing is pointed and trails behind her, when she runs, her silhouette almost looks like a devil, which fits her mischievous personality because we know she's always having a scheme in mind. She legitimately makes every story better when she's included. He also made Ambi, and she's the icon of the game for God's sake. What I love about Ambi's design is that it's a good mix of fan service, but also somewhat athletic with her shorts and her shoes. Her headphones are also a key detail for her character. I'm also not going to trash on TZBard because the designs he gave for Season 1 are just as strong with Yanagi and Grace. Both characters are simple design-wise, but they communicate who they are in this world. Because Yanagi is the most straight-laced member of Section 6, she has the most professional look. It's a very classy office lady outfit with a high-waisted pencil skirt. The Oni shoulder armor is a design element that shows that part of her 9-to-5 responsibility is whooping ass. Grace's design is also the same. I love the big goggles for eye protection and her utility belt. You get it. TZBard has some really good Season 1 designs, and I will address the elephant in the Yishuan leotard in the room. But let me just hype up the other 2 designers first. I'm also not worried because part of Zenless' urban aesthetic is the world design, and that hasn't changed. Roskildefer is a really well designed area. You can find some really cool posters and street art around town. You have places like Gear Street and other buildings that were clearly designed for Bangbu. Zenless has always had good attention to detail when it came to designing their cities, and that hasn't changed at all. Now, obviously, I get the concerns, and I have some of my own as well. When you have somebody that has a near perfect design rate, it's going to hurt when that designer is gone. So I'm not going to pretend that everything is perfectly fine and that there aren't going to be issues because we already see some warning signs. In Season 2, people were a lot more critical of the designs because TZBard's Lucia, Yishuan, and Yidhari were all criticized for having the same leotard romper thing and asymmetry to the point that it's just ridiculous. And I agree because I don't like those designs either. I still don't understand why they do this. But I'm willing to give him grace because I don't believe that just because he made some bad designs in Season 2 means that he'll never give us another good design. It's not confirmed, but the speculation is that he had a hand in designing Pyroas, and that is a good design in my opinion. If Season 2 was Atwo phasing himself out of Hoyoverse, then Season 3 and likely Season 4 will be the last that we see of his designs. That at least explains why we haven't seen any full beast sirens or intelligent constructs in the Season 3 trailer. That is the one thing that does worry me about Atwo's absence, which means that there might be less of a push for these types of characters. It matters because those characters are what make Zenless stand out from any other 3D gacha in the space. If anything, that is the advantage that Zenless has and should use. For me, the biggest issue with Zenless' character design is not any one individual artist, but rather the company as a whole. At the end of the day, the executives at Hoyoverse get final say, and it seems that Hoyoverse rarely experiments with character designs nowadays, and will tend to have similar design elements for playable characters. For example, Hoyoverse likes putting straps on the leg so there's something more visually interesting to look at, but also to draw your attention to their thigh. They also do something similar for characters' shoulders and chests. My issue with these design choices is that it feels like Hoyoverse is prioritizing fan service over a good design. This is something that's present in every Hoyoverse game, don't get me wrong, but it is more prominent in Zenless because it does lean more into fan service. I have zero problem with fan service, I just also want there to be a good character design. The other problem is that Zenless releases 2 characters per patch. Because of how quickly characters need to be designed and created, it wouldn't surprise me if that's why we're seeing more characters with the same design elements because they need to make that quickly. It can be frustrating because the character design for NPCs has been perfect. We can see what the Zenless team can do when they aren't pressured to create a character that needs to sell. Both Waterkuma and TZBard have also created some really good art in their portfolios, so we know that they can make a really good design. While I have my own worries and criticisms about Zenless' character design direction, I'm not gonna doom post that Zenless is gonna go end of service soon because the people that play the game are actually enjoying it a lot. I made a video gushing about how much I love the newest patch. For the most part, Zenless is in a good state. Despite how I feel about the designs for Season 3, the writing and characterization are all good. Zenless was made by a team and not just one person, and that's why I'm not so doom and gloom about Atwo leaving, because I fully trust that he trained his team and that we are still going to get good designs from both Waterkuma and TZBard. Tell me what you guys think. Am I wrong? Are Zenless' designs doomed to fail now? Let me know. I'll see you guys next time. It might be a week, it might be a year.